For years I've waited for some Korean War figures to come out. You know, the Army Man market is full of World War II figures, and that's kind of done. That's you know, any World War II figure you could imagine, pretty much you can get now. It's not like when I was a kid and there were just the Marx figures, you know, being the best ones, and then all the crappy looking ones that were available. So, you know, if you want Italian carabinieri, you can probably find them in 1/32 scale. But nobody had done Korean War figures until now. Finally, Classic Toy Soldiers has released their Korean War Chinese figures, and they are not disappointing. They come in this plain bag, as you can see, but they're beautiful sculpts. They're fantastic to look at. They're very detailed. Here's one of the officers. Not disappointing. Not disappointing. Have their quilted uniforms and their Mosin Nagant carbines and their PPSHs, and you even get a sniper. Honestly, I didn't know that the Chinese fielded snipers during the Korean War, but they're good sculpts. They're fantastic looking. The only complaint I have about them is the fur hats, and it may seem like a little detail, but the fur hats they gave them are flat, like a post-war Soviet fur hat, and that's not the way the Chinese fur hats look. Their fur hats were conical, kind of pointy. May seem like a little detail, but you know, that was, to me, that was one of the identifying things about the Chinese troops in the Korean War, with their big, furry, pointy winter hats. When I was a kid, we were playing in the backyard, playing Army, and my friend Joel had these comics, Fightin' Marine comics, and they would have Korean War stories in them, and you know, that was kind of a welcome break from all the World War II stuff. And I remember the Chinese, the Chi-Coms were depicted wearing blue padded uniforms, which they didn't wear in Korea apparently. But they had the big furry hats, and the straps would be hanging loose. And they had their PPSH submachine guns, and that's what I remember from my childhood. These won't disappoint. They're really good. I'm looking forward to more. It'd be nice to have some Chinese figures with Japanese weapons, because apparently in the Korean War most of their arms were captured Japanese, and these guys all look like they have the Soviet stuff, the Mosin Nagant carbine and the PPSH. I like to imagine this guy's the commissar shooting the wounded. Aye! Anyway, yeah, I highly recommend these guys. Thank you, Classic Toy Soldiers, for finally getting around to the Korean War. It's about time. And I hope more figures are to come.